Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
What up, it's your boy Roy Jones Jr. and right now you tune into World Combat Sports.
Once again, you're tuned in to World Combat Sports. Salute. What is that about? Just a sleight of finger. Shout out to everyone that's in the building, man. Appreciate you pulling up once again. Excuse me, you know, I got like a swollen jaw and shit. Not from what you think, but just bear with me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm working through the shit. 1-3 in the building. What's good with you? Salute. What it do? Appreciate you pulling up. Everybody else is in the building. Man, hey, we had a down week. I'm saying we had a down weekend this past weekend. Hardly any fights on deck. It was this motherfucker like a ghost town out there. Looking out the window, you see tumbleweed blowing out that mug. You know what I'm saying? But now we back to it. You know what I'm saying? The doors will be open. We have some really good fights coming up. I'm going to go over the virtual comments from the virtual tour of Errol Spence and, you know, the last undisputed champion, Zab Judah. You know, I'm give you some of the basically the talking points of what they did. And we have Sebastian Fundora versus Erickson Lubin, which, you know, I gotta give a big apology to Erickson Lubin because I like the fighter, cool dude. I just haven't been talking about his fight that much. You know what I'm saying? It's not for any type of you know, malicious intent or anything like that. It wasn't that ill about it. It's just so many other fights are, you know, clouding his fight. Really, this is a big fight. This is a huge fight for Erickson Lubin and Sebastian Fundora because it opened the doors for them to get the next title shot. Now, I don't know if, like, once again, boxing is a wait and see type of sport sometimes. The 154-pound division is just that. You have to wait and see what happens with the unification bout between Charlo and Castano. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some interim titles just placed out there. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to go the same route as boxing always does. You know, throw some interim titles out there and then take it from there. All right, moving on. You know, we got Ryan Garcia going in there against Emmanuel Tagoe. I like what I've seen from Ryan Garcia, even though it's just trash talk. But check this out. Shout out to King Mitch on deck, man. I see you. Don Dada on deck. What it do? This one of the clips from Ryan Garcia in his face-off with Emmanuel Tagoe. I like the energy. I like the energy from both of them.
12 rounds of action for our main event attraction. Will the game be over, or will it continue? Will there be an upset? Ryan Garcia. Ready.
Look at you. You want to see it. Keep talking that. Shut up. What you gonna do right now? It's about to be game over. Game boy, it's about to be game over. I promise you. What you gonna do? Do it right now. Do it right now. Look at you. You like, look at you. You little ass. Let's see it. Let's go. Let's go. We gonna turn each other. Hey, take that beanie off. Let's go.
So that's just a little tidbit to jumpstart your boxing. You know what I'm saying? You know, your boxing pulse a bit. Ryan Garcia on the tutelage of Joe Goosen. He's trying to build up the fight. So is Emmanuel Tagoe. They talking they trash. You know, in the ring face to face. Ryan said we can go right here. Of course. But we know it's not going to happen. Now, if you had, you know, some different names up in there, then it might be a little different. You know what I'm saying? But we know Emmanuel Tagoe is not going to do anything crazy to jeopardize his payday he's about to get. And, you know, it was pretty interesting. I can't take too much time on that, but that's Ryan Garcia versus Emmanuel Tagoe. I'm out. Moving on. If you check the details on my YouTube, I absolutely put in there a quote from Boxing News 24. Sebastian, the towering Inferno Fundora, 18-0 and won 12 knockouts, faces Erickson Lubin, the Hammer. Erickson The Hammer Lubin, 24-1, 17 KOs. Now, if you look at the records, Erickson Lubin has just as many knockouts as Sebastian has wins. Okay, but you know, Sebastian Fundora up to this point, he's looked the part and he's performed the part to a point. I think Danny gave him some problems. I know Jamonte Clark gave him some problems. I will always highlight Jamonte Clark's performance because I felt that he should have gave Sebastian Fundora his first loss. But when it boils down to it, the Hammer believes he has what it takes because he's on like a 6-fight win streak right now, I believe. So, of course, he's been trying to put to bed his knockout loss against Charlo. That was a very, very bad knockout loss, man. You know, it wasn't like he was flatlined, but he was separated from his conscious body, and his soul seemed to have a whole different type of mentality. His soul was trying to leave, and Erickson Lubin was saying, no, I want to stay here and fight. That's what it looked like. Like I said before, Erickson's a good dude, man. But it's just the fact that he was reaching out, and his mechanics didn't, you know, they wasn't on board with what he was trying to do mentally. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, Erickson was trying to get up because that's what he knows to do. He was trying to stand up and beat the count, but his body mechanics said no. You know what I'm saying? His neurological system was in malfunction, and it was sparking all over the place. But the fact that he did try to get up, and that's what people remember, you know, him reaching his arm, he was trying to get up. But shout out to Kevin Cunningham. Shout out to Erickson Lubin. I really wish them the best heading in there against this fight with Sebastian Fundora. Real talk. I hope he go in there and have a dominating performance. I said this before. I believe if Sebastian Fundora takes one loss, his first loss is going to be via knockout. That's what I think. King Miss said, I was wondering why they had Tito Trinidad on with Ugas. I saw Zab Judah and Spence, so I guess that's some new shit they're trying. Absolutely. You know, they're trying to bring in fighters in history that they can relate to. I don't know the deal with Tito Trinidad, so to speak, with Yordenis Ugas, but they're trying to switch it up. They have to, because we're still trying to. I'm talking about we. Boxing is still trying to recover from a pandemic. So they're trying to insert different promotional tools, you know what I'm saying, to pique the interest of the boxing fans. They have to do that shit. They have to come up with new shit. That's why you see Zab Judah. In the 3-belt era, he won the titles from Corey Spinks. And they brought him in to Errol Spence because Errol Spence is a unified welterweight world champion. So of course they're gonna bring the OG Zab Judah in here and talk his talk with Errol Spence. And we're gonna go over some talking points that happened in that media virtual tour today. And bear with me as I read some of these. I'm not gonna read all of them. Errol Spence said it's motivating to hear from Zab when you grow up watching the person, and now it's your turn, and they give you high praise. It's especially motivating. I appreciate Zab's support. A lot of older fighters don't really give their support to the younger generation. I give much respect to Zab. His support means a lot. I remember when I was younger watching Zab winning all those belts. That was something I wanted to do. I never dreamed in a million years that I'd be doing that. It's a dream come true. I just have to stay focused because every fight is the most important fight. This is the third time I'm taking someone's belt. The welterweight division has a lot of great fighters and a lot of great champions. So doing it at this weight class is such a big accomplishment. It's definitely gotten easier to fight in my hometown. You get a lot of pressure from fans, media, friends. You have to block it all out and focus on the task at hand. It's still special to fight at home in front of your family, your friends, your day one fans too. That ring walk is special too. Walking out and seeing familiar faces. You don't get that in other places. But at home, they can come out and watch you fight. All of my training camps has been done at home. I rarely go to fight hotel unless I'm fighting out of state. I like the comfort of being at home, being around my family. I don't like getting on planes, especially when you're trying to make weight. You got to hop out the plane, go to the boxing gym, and you're not familiar with. I'd rather just stay at home. I don't see any thickness in Ugas. I think people put too much emphasis on that. Most Cuban fighters move a lot, get on their toes, but Ugas is not even that. He's a guy who's tried to fight. He's a guy who tries to fight. He wants to fight and trade shots. I boxed Mikey Garcia. I banged with Kell Brook and Sean Porter. I boxed in the paint with Lamont Peterson. Slipping and countering. I don't stand in front of opponents. He said he don't stand in front of opponents. I beg to differ. I'm adding to my legacy. Every fight that led up to this is just as important as the fight because it got me to this point. If I didn't beat those guys, I fought when I was 9-0, 10-0. Then I wouldn't have got the Kell Brook fight. If I didn't beat Brook, I wouldn't have got the Sean Porter fight. Danny Garcia and everything else. So every fight means a lot to me because it leads me to better fights and more accomplishments. All right. See what Zab had to say, if he said anything. And once again, this is the press release. Bear with me. This is Zab Judah, last undisputed welterweight champion. I have a lot of respect for Errol. Number one, for him being the human being he is. He's a solid fighter. I've been watching him since the AMs. Errol was a guy who always stood out there. When he turned to the pros and began making a name for himself, I started watching him. He's about to do something big and become the next undisputed welterweight champion of the world. I feel great. Passing on the torch. No joke. Hold on, Jack. Hold on, Zab Judah now. He goes on to say, I feel I don't have to give Errol any advice. He just needs to do what he has to do to win this fight. Work behind this good jab and let his combinations go. Like I said, to pass the torch is dope. Errol Spence is the guy for the job. For me, I used to like Pernell Whitaker. He was an undisputed champion. Mike Tyson was another one who was undisputed. I got to live out my dream and watch those idols and be around those guys. It didn't matter to me where I fought. Even when I went to win the undisputed undisputed championship of the world, I had to go to St. Louis and Corey Spink's hometown, and it was a crazy time for me. I got death threats and all kinds of stuff, but that meant nothing to me. I was focused. I was locked in. I know how Errol feels when you're locked into something, and it's your time. There's nothing that can stop you. Nothing or nobody. Well, I don't think Errol Spence is going into, anybody's backyard right now, even though he did go into Brooks. You know what I'm saying? I like watching Errol in the Sean Porter fight and then Garcia fight. Errol showed a lot of heart and pulled through. He looked to be confused at times, and he pulled through it. Once again, Errol showed a lot of heart and pulled through. He looked to be confused at times, and he pulled through. Sean Porter came in with a bunch of ugly looks, but he figured it out. Even in the Danny Garcia fight, he got caught with a good left hook, but he went back to his jab and started boxing. This is a great thing about being a great left-hander. You can start back with the jab, and it's all back together. Yes, I would say Errol Spence is a throwback fighter. I would say he has throwback qualities. He's still a young man of this era, but he has throwback qualities. It was a phenomenal feeling when they strapped those belts around me. And I was in the ring, and I saw all these colorful belts being passed me. I felt like I was a bag of Skittles. I was so happy seeing all those colors. I was like, wow, this is amazing. When I got back to New York, they really embraced me. I had a parade and all kinds of things. The city opened up differently. Dennis Ugas is a very talented fighter. He's a very hard worker. And he's a guy who worked hard to get where he is. And I have a lot of respect for him. I never fought a Cuban fighter, but I used to spar with Joel Castano. And sparring with the Cuban fighters, they are very crafty and they do a lot of things that we normally don't do. Just little types of tricks and that they got. And that is pretty much sound bites from the virtual tour. I mean, not the virtual tour, the virtual presser, where, it was with Errol Spence and the last unified champion, Zab Judah. I can understand why Zab Judah is going for Errol Spence. Boxer has their relationships. They have their connection. And he believes that Errol Spence is the guy to get it done. Anybody who tuned in this channel know I absolutely disagree with Zab Judah, even though I respect the shit out of him. I've seen Zab Judah several times. Very stand-up guy. Like I said, he's an OG in this boxing game. I think this man has over 40 victories and only 10 defeats, I think. So, multi-time world champion. And he's been in there with some of the best names. You can't dispute that. Zab Judah was in there with some of the best freaking names. Errol Spence has a lot of catching up to do when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? But brother to brother, it's good that Zab supports Errol and believes that, he's a throwback fighter and believes he can go ahead and get the job done. That's his opinion. Real talk. That's his opinion. And he's a boxer. He's the one that was in the ring. So I respect that. You know what I'm saying? We can agree to disagree on him going in there and being undisputed. That's like jumping over two fences at one time. It just ain't gonna go down like that. He's getting one belt. He's fighting for one belt with Ugas. And then whatever happens with the final destination, we'll find out how that happened. We'll have to wait for the final destination itinerary and see when that shit is signed. Period. Michael Moore, what's good? What's good? Bruce Gas in the building. Y'all be sure to, go subscribe to Bruce Gas. Check him out. Check out Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz, and more. Check him out. Tony Boswell on deck. What's good with it? He said Fundora didn't look hot his last fight. I agree. That's what I'm saying. He can be beat. I believe Erickson Lubin can beat him. Even though Erickson Lubin has these chin problems, I believe he can present problems. Mitt say Tyron Inferno didn't look his best versus Garcia, but got hurt and wobbled by Goucher. Hey, check this out though. Check this out. So even though Sebastian Fundora hasn't really been in the ring that amount of times, he only has 19 professional fights, right? And he's already on the heels of a title, which is not, a bad thing. He's 18-0-1, 12 knockouts, and he's only 24 years old. Now, to respond to what Mitch said, Mitch said that he didn't look his best versus Garcia, and Lubin got hurt and wobbled by Goucher. Those are absolutely facts. You know what I'm saying? When we go back to the Terrell Goucher fight and Erickson Lubin, it wasn't that much action all the way up to the 10th round, I believe. And in the 10th round is when they started to exchange, and Erickson Lubin was hurt then. So we just have to take a peek at and see how this shit plays out with Lubin versus Fundora. But Fundora is a whopping 6'5" and a half, 80-inch reach. 6'5" and a half, 80-inch reach, man. His last 5 fights, he's 3-2, 3 knockouts and 2 decisions. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Lewis gave him problems. Nathaniel Gallimore, I thought, would be the guy who really give him some serious issues. And he ended up, stopped him in the 6th round. So, Sergio Garcia, man, the fight was close on one scorecard, which I thought 115-113 could have sufficed. Then the other 2 judges had, Lou Moret had a 118-110. Alejandro Rochen had 117-111. You know how boxing shit go. But this is going down at the Virgin Hotels, Las Vegas. And this is for the WBC Interim World Super Welterweight titles. And this is going to set them up for a potential fight with the winner of Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano. Erickson Lubin is 2 years older than Sebastian Fundora. You know what I'm saying? His dimensions are quite different. He's 5'9" and a half, 74.5-inch reach. So we all know anybody that's matched up with Fundora is going to be a height advantage and reach advantage on their part. The unique part about this fight is both of these fighters are southpaws. You know what I'm saying? Both are southpaws, and they're in their 20s. And you know what? They damn near close in. You have 12 knockouts, 12 coming by way of knockout with Fundora, and 17 coming by way of knockout with Erickson Lubin. But Erickson has almost enough, just as many knockouts than Sebastian Fundora has wins. So it's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be exciting. A lot of people have some choices to make this weekend. Whether they're going to watch Erickson Lubin and Sebastian Fundora, or you're going to watch Ryan Garcia and Emmanuel Tagoe, or Mikhail Meyer, or you might get bored and biting your fingernails, and you say, you know what? Let me go over here and watch Gennady Golovkin and Yola Murata. I think they're having a fight too. Let me go over there. You might go over there and look at Gennady. So you have your pick of who you want to watch, man. I'm not going to persuade anybody. I was like, Tito ain't Cuban. Yeah, Tito ain't Cuban. So I was like, how are they linking that shit up? Was it 54 Milagros? 54 was the baseball player. Milagros mean miracle. So I don't see how Tito Trinidad fits into that moniker. I'm just being honest, man. I don't know. He said my connection is tripping. I don't see it on my end. Real talk. Hopefully it gets better. I don't see anything on my end. How about it now? Hold on. Somebody let me know how my audio is right now. OTB Boxing Class 101. Salute to you. I saw Joel Casamayor lose a fight and get gifted a unanimous decision. Yeah, that shit happens all the time. Comeback, is that just your reading voice? Okay. Feliciano back over here. What's good, Feliciano? I haven't seen you in a minute. But salute to you for pulling up. Lubin got skills but no chin. Fundora don't know how to use his size. Fundora uses his size, man. One thing I can say about Fundora, he doesn't fight short, in my opinion. He doesn't fight small. Like, he can fight on the inside. And with that reach and everything, he can box on the outside, but you have to understand Fundora's reach is so long, his joints are so extended and elongated. You know what I'm saying? His arms are so elongated, man. It comes to a point where this dude boxes on the outside and the inside. I partially disagree with you on that. He don't know how to use his size, because you can't find too many guys his height that boxes the way he does on the inside. Like, Fundora will break you down because he's so tall. When he's on the inside, a lot of his shots can absolutely be headshots without him even zooming in on the target like that, without him even aiming or for punch placement. For him to actually go to the body of his opponent, he may have to lower his stance a little bit. But on the inside, the hooks, the uppercuts, he can pretty much do some damage, man, with his punch placement. Appreciate it. That shit was in RoboCop while you were reading. That's why I asked if that was your reading voice. I don't know, man. Maybe I was putting too many words into the mic, and I was above my quota. I surpassed my limit of vernacular, characters that can be spoken into the microphone. I have no idea, man. Or the shit might be copywritten. No, it ain't copywritten because they sent us out the presser. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what loses Fundora the fight, by not being smart. Fundora want to give you the Mexican style, man. Fundora want to give you the heat. He want to give you the forward pressure. He want to show that he can box on the outside and the inside. He's just trying to show people that he's a tough fighter. Isn't that what they want in boxing? Somebody his height, reach. Isn't that what they want? They want that. But it does set him up for getting countered. It does set him up for taking unnecessary punishment, because Fundora can just go in there and use all that reach and stay on the outside and do his jiggy with it. You know what I'm saying? Do his Will Smith shit. Slap his opponent from the outside. He can pretty much make this an easy, boring fight if he wanted to with most of his fights. But you have to do like Daniel Lewis did. When he fought him on the inside, he smothered Fundora's punches. And Daniel Lewis is very short, and he still landed headshots. Still, Jermell Clark was quite opposite. He was more so able to box. And Jermell boxed beautifully, in my opinion. Shout out to the Cincinnati crew. Jermell boxed beautifully against Fundora. But they was raising up Fundora, protecting him and shit. And I believe they just, Jermell Clark wasn't going to get the nod, and he didn't. But to this point right here, all the way to the final bell, I believe his best fight today, where he should have took an L, is Jermell Clark. Real talk. Josh on deck. Salute to you. had Lubin first, but heard no drug testing. So I think Fundora will win. A lot of people are speaking about drug tests, which I'm not sure why it's not being announced like it usually is. You know, you got to look back at the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight too. They didn't announce, the drug testing like that in the rematch and the trilogy. It's a lot of fights that they didn't pretty much get on the mic and announce to the public about the drug test. I mean, Oscar Valdez got that positive treatment. You know what I'm saying? He popped dirty, but it didn't matter. They just came up with some list that they found in Walmart to say, you know what? The lab that we have in Walmart said what he popped for, it wasn't that bad. You can find it in dish detergent. Okay. You can find it in dish detergent, spoiled eggs, some cleaning supplies, or just going outside, breathing the air, depending on where you at. So he could have inhaled that shit and, we're going to let him fight. That's pretty much what happened to Oscar Valdez. He got a PASS. That's what he got. But we're hearing no drug testing for plenty of these fights. You know what I'm saying? We heard it from, Errol Spence Jr. and Yordenis Ugas. We haven't heard none from there because WBC is included in that, right? And then if by chance, the Erickson Lubin, Sebastian Fundora, but check this out. It might just be that they're keeping it to themselves, though. You know what I'm saying? Fundora is tall. His chin is there for the taking. Shit land flush. And he'll be like Wonder Ward. He's comfortable on the inside. You may potentially be right. It's all about the sender, the puncher. Does Erickson Lubin have what it takes to find that opening? Because we all know that Ann Wolf, she set that shit up. You know what I'm saying? She set that up to draw Wonder Ward in, and then she cracked it with that overhand right. One of the most brutal knockouts you'll see. Always, every time I see that, I always want to play living in America. Come on. It takes me back to that motherfucking Rocket song. When Wonder Ward had on her red, white, and blue. And Ann Wolf closed her down, man. Mitch say Harrison is fighting Garcia. Good to see him back in the mix. Yeah, I put it in my I haven't got to him yet, but I did place that in the description, the comments on my YouTube. Or not. I don't think I did because I'm speaking. I actually put the main event as my talking point, and I did not put Tony Harrison in there. But yeah, Tony Harrison's back in the fray. Shout out to Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison first will be facing Sergio Garcia, and we're really looking forward to see what he got, man. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? That should be a good fight. I think a lot of people primarily is going to be tuned in to the Lubin Fundora. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. And if they choose to switch over, I seriously think people are going to tune in and switch over to Ryan Garcia, Manuel Tagoe. As crazy as it sounds, people are going to tune in to that. Because you have Gabriel Rosado versus Shane Mosley Jr. for a 10-round super middleweight fight. For what it's worth. Shane Mosley Jr. is still trying to work himself up to some notoriety and get that title shot. But you know what it is, man. People are going to want to see Ryan Garcia versus Emmanuel Tagoe. And, you also have Gennady Golovkin and Yoel Murata. If I catch anybody on this live chat looking at Gennady Golovkin and Yoel Murata, I'm freaking deleting your accounts. If I get any type of ping back to the headquarters that you even take a glimpse over there at that fight. Anyway, moving on. Michaela Mayer, Jennifer Hahn, scheduled for 10 rounds for Mayer's IBF and WBO women's junior lightweight titles. And you have, Jason Maloney versus Francisca Pedrosa, 10 rounds. Yeah, Giovanna Santillan versus Giovannis Barraza. Who else on here? Duke Reagan on there. Going there against Olguin. Who else is in here? You have Andrew Maloney, the brother of Jason Maloney, taking on Gilberto Mendoza. And that's going on in Costa Mesa, California. That'll be on ESPN Plus. And Ryan Garcia versus Emmanuel Tagoe will be on the zone. Erickson Lubin versus Sebastian Fundora will be on Showtime. So, there's some fights that you can pay attention to. They're having some fights in Denmark and Chile. But I'm not going to go in detail about that. Why would I do that? No. Andrew said, I agree. Fundora just got to stick to what's been working for him. He needs more than that, Andrew, in this fight. For real. He needs a lot more than that because, check this out. Erickson Lubin got past Terrell Goucher. All right. Being that we know now, what we know about Terrell Goucher. Okay, we still got to give him credit for getting past Terrell Goucher. But Terrell Goucher stopped Jermell Clark, who I feel beat Sebastian Fundora. You know what I'm saying? So then it comes down to what are we looking, what we're going to see in both of these performances after, Terrell Goucher coming off his performance. People like comparing opponents that stands out. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of crazy. Erickson Lubin, not much action between him and Goucher, but he ended up getting the job done. You know what I'm saying? And then you go in there and you have Jermell Clark that looks phenomenal against Sebastian Fundora, but the same guy, Terrell Goucher, who Erickson Lubin beat. You know what I'm saying? It make you wonder, like, I thought Jermell Clark, at that point in time, nobody was fucking with him. I thought nobody was fucking with him. And then I'm looking at Terrell Goucher stopping him in the second round. And I just didn't see that coming. Especially after losing to Erickson Lubin. I just thought he had enough. I just thought Jermell Clark had enough to make that fight interesting. That's what I thought. I thought he was really going to give Goucher some issues. No, he went and got stopped, man, with a left right 1-2, landed flush. But that's boxing. The dynamic of connecting the dots in boxing from opponent to opponent can be real tricky. Very, very tricky. Very, very tricky, man. Let me go up a little bit because Mitch seems like he's taking out his pointer and he's trying to make a point. He said that fight is at 5 a.m. Hey, it's not up to me. I just said the fight is going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dropping times. I'm definitely not dropping times. I ain't doing none of that shit. I'm not doing any of that. He said, blessings to the Harrison family. COVID took his pops. Absolutely. Shout out and blessings to his family. Mitch said, Come on, combat. Triple G Marauder, a unification bout. Ryan versus Tagoe ain't shit. People just want to see it if Ryan about to get upset. You can say the same thing about Triple G. They're trying to see if he's going to get upset. Because, even though Marauder is the WBA world champion, how did he get the belt? You look at both of those fighters, how they still have belts. And it's pretty much question marks just laying all over the place. They literally, if they was walking through that field, they would have to goddamn get airlifted. There's so many question marks. Triple G, in my opinion, he lost that fight. Yola Marauder was elevated. And, he's been out the sport for quite some time now. So shit, both of them can look damn near like they platinum AARP members on that night. Styles make fights. And some people may, tune into it. I'm not sure. I just think Ryan Garcia and Manuel Tagoe is going to be much interesting because they both young. And it sets Ryan Garcia up for a bigger picture in the lightweight division. Triple G, Marauder sets them up for nothing. So what? Let's just say Triple G wins. He picks up the WBA title. Who's next for him? He's going to wait on Saul Canelo Alvarez Cinnamon? That's not guaranteed. That's not guaranteed. Well, we're gonna have a title fight at catchweight. We're gonna fight in between 160 and 168. How's that working? And that's the point I'm trying to make about the lack of interest. Like, what is the end game for this right here? For the Gennady Golovkin and Yola Marauder? What's the end game? That's all I'm saying, Mitch. Tony said, Feliciano, I think Harrison will either be better than his last fight. It can show he is a gatekeeper, in my opinion. We'll see, man, where his mind's at. Because, you're talking about two people who, have lost family members and haven't looked the same. You can add Jerry Hurd. You can add Tony Harrison. You know what I'm saying? They haven't looked the same. Ugas versus Pacquiao put Fox out of business. I have no idea. Al Heyman signed a 4-year extension after the Canelo fight, so I think they might be okay. Depends on how the deal is structured. I'm listening, trying to drive. I'll be right back for sure. Okay, Fox been real quiet. I heard they are out. We have different we have different stances and networks all the time. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what's up. Fox is still active, but we'll see what comes up, man. Maybe they behind the scenes doing negotiation. We never know. Teach what's good with a J Ocho on deck. What's good? Salute to you, man. Say salute WCS in chat. Marauder turning Triple G into raw sushi. J Ocho coming here with just some disrespectful prejudice stuff. He talking about goddamn Marauder is turning Triple G into sushi. You know what I'm saying? How? That's gonna be some old ass sushi. And you know what happened when you eat old ass sushi? Your stomach hurt. Your stomach hurt, goddammit. Canelo a damn lie saying he will fight Beterbiev Smith winner. Smith going straight to sleep. I like Joe Smith, man. Blue collar worker. The whole backstory, his work ethic. They tried to get Lionel Thompson, as you heard on my interview. They tried to get him to fight Joe Smith on short notice. Another fighter that's down here in the A. They tried to get my boy Michael Seals to fight Joe Smith on short notice. It's a lot of short notice bullshit that's going on in boxing at these high divisions. I know for a fact that David Benavidez has sent short notices. You know what I'm saying? And that's one smart thing I like about Michael Williams Sr. He always talk about how fighters would send his son short notice fights. You know what I'm saying? How he always knew that was part of the game. They'll send short notice, don't give you time to prepare, and hopefully you go in there and they can get that W and have your record on their mantle. You know what I'm saying? That's a thing. Ryan needs a win for confidence. The Zone want that Triple G Canelo fight bad. I mean, why? Why though, man? It's not even going to be like the second one. I don't think it's going to be like the second one, man. Even though Canelo's style is tailor-made, I'm talking about Triple G. Triple G had Abel Sanchez in his earlobe. Abel was talking so much that shit was dripping. You know what I'm saying? He was spitting in Triple G's ear, Mexican style, Mexican style, Mexican style. And that shit was just going in Triple G's ear, just goddamn shit was just dripping off. Then when that shit get too flooded, he go to the next ear, a Mexican style, Mexican style. And Canelo gave him the Mexican style. And also, all of a sudden, he want to be Dominican. He want to be Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? Abel was talking about Mexican style, and then Triple G changed up the plans. No sé, amigo, no Mexican today. So I'm not even looking forward to them stepping in the ring. Even though they styles complement one another. You know what I'm saying? They flat-footed fighters. Seriously. They flat-footed fighters. I think at this point, you know, Canelo can force a referee stoppage to TKO. The tear that he's been on, I think he can go in there and stop Triple G. But Triple G is tough, man. Triple G is tough. His only loss is to Canelo. Canelo already said he thought he was done with Triple G, but the offer was too nice. Triple G is gonna happen. Okay, that's good news to hear for the Canelo and Triple G maniacs. When is Jarrett Hurd getting back in the ring? I have no idea, man. I know Luis Arias, he really took it to him, man. And that was outdoors, so to speak. That was without a roof. And it was raining in there and shit. And I think, Jarrett Hurd tried to say that the conditionings wasn't up to par. But what Luis told me was that I was fighting in the same ring he was. I was good. You know what I'm saying? I was good. I was fighting in the same ring he was. I've seen Jarrett Hurd in person, and I've seen Luis Arias. So Luis didn't look that big to me, but you can tell he's a gritty, tough guy. You know what I'm saying? He got that man, and you could tell he got that dog in him just by talking with him when he was down here in the ATL. Canelo said he thought. Triple G wins, and Oscar will attempt to make Munguia fight. Triple G wins. Triple G ain't beat no goddamn Canelo, dog. Triple G ain't beat no Canelo, man. Hell no. We'll see how hard the Zone push for it. Triple G looking for Canelo with flashlights in the daytime. Yeah, man. A metal detector. You know what I'm saying? A 4-man search team. He's doing everything he can to search for Canelo in the daytime. It can't always be night. Nothing much to say about Triple G Marauder. Nope. Nothing much to say over here. Can you press number 5, please? Yeah. Let's move from this floor. Go up. I like Fox Boxing. Heidi simple ass. Just get on my nerves sometimes. That bronze UK chick. Nah, she don't get on my nerve, dog. Nah. I don't know what's going on with you, Mitch. Heidi don't get on my nerve. Triple G barely got the stool for the 12th. Got off the stool for the 12th against Chinko. That was a tough fight for him. And Chinko should have got that title. Darian Chinko should have got that title. That's what I was talking about earlier. He should have got that title. I don't see him having enough left in the tank to beat Canelo. I don't either, bro. Good assessment. Good assessment. Triple G is old and damn sure ain't Tarver. But if Canelo think he can drop to 160, Triple G might KO him, and that bullshit equilibrium shot on some Jones versus Tarver 2 shit. I don't agree with any of that shit, dog. I don't agree with that, Mitch. Equilibrium shot that Antonio Tarver hit, Roy Jones with. You actually believe that Triple G would be that guy just because Canelo would be dropping down in weight? In your assessment, in your scenario, I don't see that shit. I don't see that shit at all. This ain't when he stepped in there with Cotto. Cotto's older brother. This is not when he stepped in there. That's out the wonder. You have to understand that, in my opinion, Canelo has continued to excel and elevate himself when it comes to this boxing game more than Triple G has. I'm looking at this. If Canelo just want to give him a fight, give him a fight. But why does it have to be for the titles? He's already been there, done that. He already been to 60 and held titles. So why he's going to go back for Gennadi's titles at 60? You know what I'm saying? He's lowering his appraisal to go give someone a gift like Triple G, who I think doesn't provide him any benefit by making that move. None at all. Triple G should move up to 68 and fight Canelo for his undisputed titles, if that's how they're going to play it out. Allow Triple G to remove his ass outside his damn pillow and go up to 68 and get that work. Fuck them 60 titles. Ain't shit been going on 60 since Canelo left that motherfucker. So leave them titles with the dust and everything else on them and go up to 68. All right, did Andrade say himself he's dropping the WBO middleweight title because his status say he's still holding the belt? His status is going to say he's still holding the belt because he has a fight pending with Zach Parker and all the other stuff that goes along with it. You know how updates can be. You know what I'm saying? But it's supposed to be set in stone that he's supposed to be facing Zach Parker for the interim WBO super middleweight title. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hold on for a quick minute. All right. If Triple G beats Murata, Golden Girl would die to make Triple G versus Murata. If Triple G beats Murata, I don't know what that means. In a rematch? All right, then Andrade see himself. Canelo ain't going back to 160 though. Hell no. You got any excuses tonight, Roy? Yeah. But when they fought a trilogy, they went the distance. You know what I'm saying? People want to talk about Roy didn't have no chin and shit. Yeah, he was stopped in the second fight, but he went the distance in the third fight. I don't see Canelo dropping weight for a while. Hell no. Salute to the boxing section TBS on deck in the building. Cal is on deck. Salute to my dogs in the chat. Salute to you, bro. Even though I'm the host and not in the chat. But it is what it is. Appreciate you pulling up, big dog. Tarver just landed the hook in Jones, but Triple G favorite shot is that equilibrium shot. That's if he can land it. You know how Canelo rolls with that right hand of Triple G. He damn near rolls with it all the way over his right shoulder. You know what I'm saying? He rolls with it nicely. You know? Canelo, he doesn't get hit flush all the time. And, it's not like Triple G's going to come in there with much more speed. He's reinvented. It doesn't matter. He's been in there with Canelo twice, man. And he's quite old right now. He's getting there. We'll see. We'll see if Father Time serves him right. You fight for an interim at the higher weight class while still holding the main belt at a lower weight class. I know just because you signed on to fight a higher weight class, you don't have to vacate your belt at a lower weight class. They have me for. Canelo is about to have belts in 2 weight classes if he's successful. Yeah, absolutely. But the only thing about Canelo is smart. He know he ain't gonna pay those sanctioning fees. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna get in all that shit. You got to pay to hold all those belts. So he ain't coming off the ones at 68 because that's bigger payday. So if by chance he say potentially he may try to unify at light heavyweight, we'll see. Because I'm going to tell y'all, Canelo goes up there and unifies at 175. Some of these channels, there's Canelo naysayers and protesters. You might have to shut down your channel for a little bit. Because they're going to go in hard. Canelo, Floyd, Canelo, Canelo, Floyd. Floyd ain't never unified 2 divisions. Floyd ain't never did this. Canelo, what he just did was erase that one loss. They're going to come up with some crazy scenarios. He just erased that one loss with unified 175. Look, that'd be a crazy deployment for him to go up there and accomplish if he beats Beterbiev. Because Beterbiev right now, man, he looks like that guy that Canelo shouldn't fuck with. It seems like Beterbiev would be the one standing on Canelo's front door, asking for anything he has to offer. Say, I'm here for anything you got to offer. Let me know. Triple G going to be like Manny after this fight. J. Ocho, bitch ass ref talking about don't say things like that. For real, bro. I meant Golden Girl would die to make Triple G versus Munguia. Yeah, they want that. They want that. Hell yeah. But my people, I got to bounce, man. I'm barely freaking sit up here and talk for real. But yeah, I got to come back on another time. I just want to touch bases on the fight week, of course. But I got to go do some things with my jaw. Shoot. But man, y'all hold it down. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Absolutely. Y'all continue to support the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back on this fight weekend. So I definitely got to make sure this shit's straight. I'm definitely going to be on for these fights, real talk. And hopefully when it comes down to Ryan Garcia. He's far past this right here, this encounter. The time that we just wanted to just put that shit away. We found out that dude just wasn't who he said he was, but he didn't have no hands anyway. But anyway, man, y'all hold it down. Turn up and tune in to World Cup.